Okay, well, hello everyone. There's 4 of us today, so less than normal, but let's begin. So the topic of today is the environment, and today we're going to talk about environmental issues, so problems, as well as having a CUFS Green Design Challenge. And this is where we will try and work as a group to design a solution to a problem, to solve a problem. So we'll be inventing something imaginary, working as a group. I designed this for more than one group, but because there are only 4, we'll just be one big group. So, there's 2 warm-up questions for us. Let's move first, actually. Can we all sit together in the middle as one group? So maybe it will help first if I just talk about environmental problems and what I mean by this. I had a Korean friend find the Korean word for environmental problem, but maybe the English vocabulary isn't clear. So we can talk about things like global warming, so the rising of the world temperature and the melting of ice, or maybe air pollution, where factories and cars create air pollution, so low quality of air, or deforestation, where forests are cut down. So my question for you as a group, the first question is, what environmental problem worries you? So obviously we don't lay in bed thinking, I'm so worried about the rainforest. But we all hear about environmental problems. So which one do you think is the most important? Which worries you? Can you have a think about that? And 2, what simple or big thing can you do to help?
Help for environment?
So what could you do? So my problem could be, I'm really worried about the polar bears. The ice is melting. What can I do? I could think, every day I will turn the light off when I leave the room. So one small solution. So what problem and then what solution can we have?
So it could be connected?
Yeah, big or small. Like I'm worried about too much trash, so I will fill my bottle with water and use it again and not trash it. So one problem that worries you, or not worries, but a problem and a solution. So can you each talk about that, please? Do you want me to talk about some of the vocabulary we use in English for these problems?
Yeah, that would be better.
Okay, so I'll start that first there. So first, recycling. Do you know what I mean by that word, recycling? Recycling is using again products.
It's a similar word we use.
Yes. But recycling means to make again. So if I drink from that bottle, I can reuse it by filling it in the tap, but I can recycle it by putting it in a machine, melting it, and having a new bottle. So reuse and recycle are different. So that's recycling. We use the word global warming. Global warming. Yes, the rising in the temperature, so the sea level rises up. This one here. I will change the screen one moment. So you can see. This will help first, I think, if I do this.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning. Join our big group. So, that's not how you spell recycling. So recycling, using something to make something new, which is different, as we said, from the computer doesn't like me this morning. Which is different from reusing, which is where you keep the same thing but just use it for something different. So filling a bottle with water or using a box to put something else in. So reuse. Okay. And then we call these the 3 R's in English when we talk about pollution: recycling, reuse, and reduce. So what do we mean by reduce? Good. Cut down. Use less. And at school in the UK, we were taught which one of these was the best. Which is the best, do you think? Do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think recycling is the best?
In school?
Mm-hmm. When we're taught what's good at school.
I don't ask. I think they don't want to use the same thing again.
Mm-hmm.
That is the reuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want to help for the environment. So recycling is
Good. At school in the UK, we were always taught to recycle. So we would collect cans and bottles and then send them to a factory, and we'd feel very proud that would help the environment. But the recycling is the worst of these 3 R's. Why do you think that is? What do we need to recycle something? Can you change this into a new bottle easily? No. So recycling needs more power. So it creates more pollution. But the best one is to reduce, to use less, and then reuse. So they're the 3 R's. So that's some vocabulary there. So global warming is the rising in the temperature and the ocean level, sea level going up. Deforestation, cutting down too many trees. And deforestation causes this problem in Asia as well as South America. Soil erosion. Okay, so without any trees, good soil gets washed away. So when we cut down the rainforest in South America and in places like Malaysia and Thailand, the rain comes and washes all the soil away, and we call that soil erosion. So good quality soil is removed, and the land, this happens here. This is a very long word. Desertification. So we know what the desert is. So first, the trees are cut down, then the soil is eroded, and then next, desertification happens. So without any trees or any good soil, the land becomes dead. And that's happened in large parts of South America and parts of Asia as well. Normally after people stop farming rubber or palm oil. So, back to my first questions. What environmental problem worries you, and what simple or big thing can you do to help? So can we have a think as a group, and then I'll ask you for your feedback. We can move our tables closer. We all know each other. Maybe in a circle, maybe in a circle.
In our modern society, we build up new buildings and new things, so they cut down trees, many trees. What's the city or deforestation?
Mhm.
Yeah, they call it deforestation. So I'm worried about that.
So what can we do? What can we do? What do you think we can do? To stop, to solve the problem of too many buildings.
I think,
What about now we talk about deforestation? Yeah, becoming deforested. So what is problem?
I think acid rain
Mm-hmm.
and or what else?
Let's collect some words first. So acid rain.
Acid rain.
Acid rain. This is so dirty or okay, so acid rain. Is acid rain a problem in Korea?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So dirty or polluted water falls as rain and it kills trees and lakes and ponds. So in Sweden and Norway, they're very mountainous countries with lots of trees and ponds, but they have many lakes and ponds that have nothing in them. They're just plain water because all the plants and animals have been killed in them. So acid rain is a problem. What do you think causes acid rain?
They destroy the building, the surface of building.
Mm.
When acid rain comes down,
Mm-hmm.
or windows. Good words.
Good. It ruins the building.
Buildings. That's why we make a new one.
Okay. Trying to think of other problems.
Make erosion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Water. Good. Good. It causes erosion. Do you know what the polar ice caps are?
Yeah.
The North and South Pole, the ice in Antarctica. What problem happens with the melting ice cap?
One day I watched a stream. Polar bear. Polar bear doesn't have their lost their shelters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So when the ice melts, the polar bears have nowhere to find food to hunt. So It destroys the habitat, the environment of the animal where it lives. But what's the bigger problem? It's a problem for the polar bears.
In tropical islands, sea level is more higher, and residents lost their
Habitat.
yeah, also habitat.
Good.
But, yeah, it's very serious problem.
Good. In Europe, when people try and talk about the melting polar ice caps, they show us pictures of London and Amsterdam and how they would look in about 2050, and most of them are underwater if the polar ice caps do melt entirely. One other problem which you might know, do we know what a coral reef is? Coral reef. The bright coloured coral, which is like an animal but is a plant, and the fish live in them. Coral reef. And this happens here. Bleaching. Bleaching. I will show you. So, that's the coral reef, but it's been bleached. So, before, and after. So, what problem, what causes this, do you think? What makes the bleaching happen? Is it something in the water? It's because the rising temperature. Because the corals are living animals, a small animal. When the sea temperature goes up, when it gets hotter, it dies. And it's called bleaching.
Living animals is plankton?
Yes, and in the coral as well, tiny animal. So bleaching, so rising sea temperature. Does anyone know of any other?
Become greenery, look and red. How to say in English?
You mean when?
Sea color become green color. And or red color.
Algal blooms. We call the small brown algae. So they're called algal blooms. This, do you mean this here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Algal bloom. Okay, so now we've talked about some of the problems that are caused by pollution. So we're going to get on to the main task of today, which is solving the problem. So I called this the Cuffs Green Design Challenge. But there's no award, so it's not that impressive. So I would design this for more than one group, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to do this as one big group or 2 small groups?
One big group.
One big group?
Yeah.
Okay. So in one group, we're going to design and market an invention that is a solution to an environmental problem. So what I mean by this is we're going to imagine we can design, we can make something which can solve a problem. So maybe if the Earth's temperature is rising, we need to make a huge fan to cool down the world. It's an imaginary exercise to get us talking about problems and solutions. So, the invention must be one of the following, and I'll explain these common English terms for environmental solutions in a moment. So, your invention must be one of the following. So, it must be run by sustainable energy. So, this word is really popular in English language, talking about the environment. So, sustainable. Does anyone know what sustainable means?
For example, sunlight energy.
Yes,
Yeah.
good. Sustainable means everlasting, can carry on forever.
Using wind
Yes.
and tide, yeah.
Good.
Right.
So the tide, the wind, and solar energy. Good. Sustainable. So recycled items, we discussed recycling before. So reusing, making something new. And low carbon emissions. Do you know what a carbon emission is? This one down here. Produce low carbon emissions. So is a regular car a low carbon?
Yeah.
A regular car, a normal car, normal gas.
Fuel gas exchange, like something like hybrid.
Yes,
Yeah.
good, good. So this a low carbon emitting or low carbon emission bus or train or plane has a different engine, uses different fuel. So a regular family car is not normally low carbon. Okay, so our solution has to be at least one of these. It must be run by sustainable energy, or made of recycled items, or produce low carbon emissions. And our solution can be a fun or serious one, realistic or fantasy. So this is not a science project. It doesn't have to be real. I don't expect any of us to solve global warming today, but we can have fun trying to think of a solution. We just want to talk. So we're going to choose first three environmental problems that we discussed and why you think we need to solve them. So this is about finding 3 problems and why we think we need to solve them. So they must be serious. So as a group, can you pick 3 problems that you think are big and need to be solved? And then we're going to start thinking of a solution to them. So would it work better as 2 small groups maybe, or 1 big one? One big one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We cannot divide it.
Okay, cool. Right, let's just carry on then. So earlier on we had the problems. So maybe we can think about global warming, deforestation, soil erosion, desertification, acid rain, melting the polar ice caps, and coral bleaching. So which 3 of these do you want to solve? Can you just talk about which 3 ones you think you want to solve? Which is the most serious, do you think? The biggest problem?
Acid rain.
Acid rain. So that could be one of the problems that you want to solve. Why do you think we need to solve that one? Why is that a big problem?
Why?
Why is acid?
Why acid rain and not melting the polar ice cap? It could be just because it's dangerous, because it's...
Acid rain is directly environment to Earth.
Okay, good.
We always bring umbrella.
Yes, umbrella because it can cause the pull in my hair.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're going to solve we're going to choose acid rain and solve that because it's a direct problem that we can see every day.
Yeah.
Good. So now we need another problem to solve now. Can we choose one more, somebody? So maybe the melting ice caps, the coral reef, desertification, soil erosion, global warming, air pollution, nuclear energy, any problem?
In my opinion, global warming is the most problem.
Okay.
Because, for example, in Korea,
Mm-hmm.
in the past, Koreans weather is more cooler than these days.
Mm-hmm.
But these days, weather is something like tropical weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and typhoon is much more happen.
Okay.
Yeah, and here
Damaged?
more damaged. Farmers damaged,
Mhm.
but farmers are damaged by typhoons, and one problem. And
I think we would have many problems with global warming. Okay, good, thank you. So one more now then, the last problem we can choose. It can be one of these or something new, an environmental problem. Can anyone else? What worries them? What needs to be solved?
Deforestation.
Good, thank you. Right, why do you think that's a big problem?
Because we have to breathe. Without mountain,
Mhm.
we cannot breathe.
Okay. Good. We will suffocate. Do you know the word suffocate? We will suffocate without any air. Good. Thank you. So we have the three problems. That. So, because we are scientists and engineers and designers, we're going to solve these problems. And so, the first step is to think of a solution, and these can be crazy or serious. So, first we need to think of a solution for. I'll give this as an example, and then we can. So, acid rain. So what causes acid rain? So dirty rain with chemicals in it, polluted rain. So maybe if it rains and it damages a lake, I can build a machine that will clean the water. But it must be sustainable. So how can I power it? I cannot use electricity unless it's sustainable. So I will make solar panels to make it.
yeah,
Okay, but maybe I can be better and I can make it out of recycled things or reuse things. So I could build it out of trash or old metal. Okay, so we're going to try and think of solutions that we can use. So my example was global warming. Well, if the world is getting hot, why don't I build a huge energy efficient cooling fan? That's not a serious solution, that won't work. Or we can have a small problem, a small solution, sorry. So the problem is deforestation. Well, why don't I build a small forest on my roof of my apartment building? Because then I help solve the problem. Okay? Or global warming, why don't, if the world is getting hotter, why don't I, how can I get rid of the heat? Why don't I make a clever machine which would suck out the hot air and put it into space? Like a hairdryer that goes and takes it out. So do you see what I'm trying to get us to talk about? So trying to think of a solution. And step 3 is the design, and I have pens and paper for this. So we need to think, can you talk as a group about how will it work, what will it be made of, and what will it be called? Okay, so we have our 3 problems. Acid rain, deforestation, and global warming. So it might be better if within the group you split up and some of you choose acid rain, what will you build to solve it? Deforestation, what can you do? And global warming. So, how will it work? And we don't need to explain it like this. Trying to think of a scientific explanation. I don't know. It will split atoms and change the polarization of the something matrix to change the pH balance, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't have to be a scientific explanation. It can be, how will it work? It will take the air, the dirty air away. It will change the water. It will make the soil good again. We don't need a scientific explanation for it. It can be very simple and fun, a fun idea. Okay? So, I'm going to distribute the paper and the pen. I went to Daiso yesterday, and in the UK, when we buy wrapping paper, the back of the paper is white, so we can draw on it. So I hope that this one is, because this one is not. So on the back of this, we can use the paper to brainstorm an idea and start drawing the idea. It doesn't have to be a plan, detailed, but just a general idea. And then we're going to explain our idea to everybody else. So what problem will it solve? How will it work? What will it be made of? What will it be called? So choose the name. Okay? You ready? Right. So each group can have a roll of paper, and then I'll distribute the marker pens. Can you pass?
You need just one paper.
Oh, we need lots of paper because you're going to think of different solutions. Okay. Okay, there's some more paper. And we have the marker pen. If you want to work with another group to join together, that's fine too. So you could be 4 or 2. It's your choice. So maybe first you want to decide what.
Different topics?
Choose what the problem you want to solve. So, I could decide global warming. So, what could I build?
Choose one.
Choose one. Choose one. And think, what could I build? What can I make? And then start to draw it. And what will it do? How will it work? So you can explain it to the other people in the group. So I could, at the end, I can go, this is the global warming fan. It will be 500 meters high, 500 miles high. It's powered by solar and wind energy, and it will suck the dirty air out and put it into space.
Go to space.
And what problem will it solve? It will solve global warming. Okay?
Wow.
This is the idea.
Wow.
Okay? It doesn't matter if you're not an artist, don't worry.
Sorry, my question is we're one group. Should we have a different topic from that?
If you want to do the same, that's okay. But it might be interesting if we choose a different one.
So,
So-
12 of us can choose different topics?
Yes.
From,
Or you can choose a different one from here if you want.
Yes. And then
acid.
It doesn't need to have any scientific facts at all. Okay, so what can we do to stop people cutting down too many trees? How can we stop this or create a solution?
Solution, deforestation. We have to plant a tree.
Okay, so we can plant more trees or use less wood. So you could think of something which is wooden, made of wood, but make it from something else, or a way of making more trees. So where can we put the trees? Could you put them on your house, on the roof? Could you put them in the sea, in the ocean, on an island? Could you make things that are wood out of recycled cans? Could you use trash to make new things that aren't, so we don't need to use wood? Yeah, that kind of solution. Solve deforestation.
Deforestation.
To a solution to deforestation. So if we cut down too many trees, how can we reduce or replace? So we need to reduce. So if we choose, can I borrow a pen? So if we choose to reduce, I think there's two solutions: you reduce or plant more trees. So if we reduce, we need to use less. So this is wood, I must use something else, or plant more somewhere else. How can we plant trees quickly? Do I need a special machine to go and plant more trees? Or there's not much space in Seoul, so maybe every apartment should have a forest on the roof. Or if I want to reduce wood, where do we use wood? Maybe in the paper cup. Maybe I could make a cup that was made out of... Okay, sorry. Maybe a cup that was made out of...
Non-recyclable things.
Yes,
We
yeah.
have to reduce it.
Yes. So to save the forest, we need to reduce, so use something different, or plant more trees. And where do we put them? So there are two solutions. You could think of that.
You can say dome, right? Dome shape. Not dome.
Sorry.
This is the sun. They make like this. Nicer.
Yes,
So
it's
they
very
cover
harmful.
So you will design a new chopstick.
how to make it?
make it right. Temperature or the before.
Solution.
So I imagine the
I would like to see a picture as well.
Picture.
Yeah.
Maybe a... how can I say?
they didn't change it the stadium, but make some
Shade.
maybe
By... that's not...
so
Maybe...
make when the sun here, and this moving here, and cover the sun.
This flat. This is actually
Flying saucer?
Flying saucer.
Saucer.
Mm.
Flying saucer.
so
Flying saucer. And if you make a flying saucer, when the rainy day, the flying saucer covered, or if you make something changing the clean way, and then
So we can write here
Smoking is related to deforestation.
It's made of paper, maybe.
flying saucer.
Ah, yes, it is. The tobacco plant, you cut down the rainforest and put the plant in. So yeah, it is part of. It is part.
It emits carbon
Carbon dioxide.
How do you spell the flying saucer?
Saucer, Saucer. Saucer. We call you have a teacup. We call that underneath is a saucer as well.
Making more shelters.
We can say saucer.
Shelters for
Saucer is
sea animals. Yeah, sea animals.
Remember that I want to know what will it be made of, what will it be called, so it needs a name, and how will it work?
Another one.
This is going to be a studio, right?
studio work. And it is just an example, Qatar's example, but it is using our country.
Primate.
Is a just
Yeah.
Okay. So,
How?
for example, you have using steel chopsticks, but you need to think of something you can use. So, chopsticks. So you need a new kind of chopstick which is environmentally friendly. So, for example, it must be made of recycled things. So, if we're not going to use wooden chopsticks because of trees and wood, maybe we should use old paper and make recycled paper chopsticks, or use old things like pens, or just so it has to have a product. So they're thinking of a jacket. So what one thing can we use? Can we make an invention?
That's
We have to invent
city area.
chopstick
Using
replace to chopstick.
so it
We have to
it blocks
use
acid rain, right?
Yeah.
golden
It blocks acid
Golden?
rain. and
Gold.
golden is good. Yeah. Our health and
The smoking is a good idea. What can we change instead of tobacco? What could we?
prohibited smoker.
Okay, that would be a solution. What about think about trees as well?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's Daiso.
Hi.
1001.
Let's use
Sorry. Ah. My goodness, it doesn't.
Sorry, but can I have your name?
Chris. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't work. Ah. Nope. Not gonna work.
좀 별거 없고 가슴 좀 뚫리고 뭐 이런 거. 중간에 막 많이.
Okay. I'm trying.
Hey, we're talking about the environment and what we can use to solve the problem.
Is that just for
In winter.
a normal jacket?
Say balloon, just balloons. We get on the balloon, get in the balloon.
Okay.
What is ride a balloon?
Ride a balloon.
Ride
Yeah.
a balloon.
Or take a balloon.
Right.
Ride or take.
Taking balloon. Using.
You could do using balloons for public transportation, yeah? Or, yeah, that's fine.
Plant more trees. Where do you plant trees? In Korea.
For example, in Seoul, where's there the most space? But on the Hangang River. So maybe we should make boats, put soil in them, put trees in them. Problem solved, maybe. It's that kind of solution. Or maybe deforestation, we cut down trees to make wood to burn for power. So why don't we put solar panels on our coats and wear them around to make our own energy? It's that kind of solution to deforestation.
And change it to light solar.
Last one.
Last one.
Sun rays. Sun rays and
Okay.
so it blocks here and receive the
Eliminate
sun rays
deforestation.
to better energy.
I just want and manage it better like only solar energy.
In Gofu,
Not acid rain.
tiny work.
No, what do you
Acid
say?
rain. You wanna
Machine to move the heavy
So
box.
which guys
We
use
put the
that?
in a shopping mall tray and it moves the tray.
Oh, is it? Can I push it, or does a worker a forklift?
Like a long
movie device.
Okay. Oh, in a mart where you put the thing that goes. Dit, dit.
Or you can
A conveyor belt.
yeah, that's what I conveyor belt. We built the conveyor belt on the road everywhere.
Wow.
Oh, good. Okay. The conveyor belt.
See.
In airport.
Keep on the road. On the conveyor belt. But tricky, we have to use a lot of.
So this how can I say this
Saucer.
flying saucer is moved by sun rays receiving the sunlight. So and then basically when it rains acid rain, then it blocks and changes to the clean rain.
Okay, good.
And also it gives us shade. So, for example, Qatar, eastern one of the eastern countries,
Uh-huh.
they are very hot,
Oh, yes.
and because of the global warming,
Uh-huh.
it because of this, we can live in under the shade.
Okay,
So,
excellent idea. But you now need to know what would it be made of, and what you name it. Yes. What is it? Yeah. And what is its name?
made of. What's
Its
the
name.
second question? Name.
The invention.
Invention. Name of the invention. Okay. So what are you gonna name it?
Wood.
So, right, like
Thin wood, but it's very strong.
Very strong thin wood.
the world
Thin.
sauce.
Like slowly start,
You can say.
reduce the
Thing.
CO.
Made of very strong.
You.
What about this one?
Slow start and
U class or energy class or
That's right.
new world.
Bus driver too fast to drive too fast.
okay.
How do I spell vinyl?
Maybe we can name
Vinyl?
some
Yeah.
Vinyl.
Like the material vinyl. VINYL.
Start your car first.
or you can say any name.
So you have to move it on smooth.
It makes CO a lot.
That's right.
So we must start slowly.
And what is this is made of?
So if we must start slowly, then maybe we need something small that can help every day. So, for example, deforestation, we use the trees to make paper. So maybe you would make a tablet which does not need electricity, so it's powered by the sun, and you never need to use paper again. So that might solve deforestation. So this group has thought of a jacket, and this is a flying saucer. So what small invention can you use every day to try and help this problem?
I would call it.
Every day?
Like paper we use every day. So if everybody uses a tablet that is powered by the sun, then the problem of paper goes away.
Yeah.
We can pretend. Or paper cups. Maybe I should use a cup that's made out of
Yeah,
Made of.
and then
made of wood, but it's a special wood that will never need replacing.
Yeah, we import to Australia.
Okay.
Would do.
Cadmium
Or you could make
or something like that. Maybe this is gonna
deforestation.
be an invention for the new world.
Maybe a problem of deforestation is no air, so we cannot breathe. So maybe everyone should have a hat with a little tree in it, and a pipe which makes air for them to breathe. So any kind of crazy invention that you can think of.
What about
Okay.
We're almost done.
Okay, good. Don't forget the name and what is it made of.
Element. Very, very light.
or magnesium. Magnesium is also carbon. Yeah, that's carbon.
Are you a designer or a scientist or?
No, because you said that. What is this?
Yeah.
So we're thinking, but it should be like very scientific.
Yeah. True. Okay, right.
암을 모자에 심어가지고 그거를 이제 아시겠죠? 그래서 못 쓰려고 해서 선생님 같은 경우는
Yeah. Carbon is one.
make this time.
심각하게
How to spell that? Aluminium.
생각을 하려면
난좀 원래 진짜 사람이야. 일반적인 말씀.
알루미늄. 알루미늄.
나무를 줄이는 방법.
Okay, I will say 5 more minutes, please. 5 minutes
5 minutes left. Limits.
for this task.
Task.
Carbon. Carbon.
Plant more trees.
Or you can come up with another
Ice cap.
suggestion.
Melting milk.
Except this one. Except or the name. Maybe name is gonna
Living
be
in
like
London.
I did, yes, before.
new world.
Finchley, Barnet, Finchley. Then-
I know one of my friends.
Where do they live?
Go
Where does she live?
nearby London. 근데 she didn't the accurate name.
Okay,
City name.
okay.
You
She is Korean.
That cute.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you.
Okay, right.
I'm so interested in London.
Ah.
Yeah. Because she terrorized or I have to compare me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had the idea of the chopsticks.
Yeah.
Okay, what can we make?
Sorry, it's private.
What can we make? What can we make those of? What could we call this new invention? It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Is it- but if we make it from gold, we have to take the gold from the ground. We create more pollution. A big problem. So if we have the chopsticks that aren't made of wood, we can solve a problem. But we need to make it from something different. So what? Well, no. Maybe you can make a glove. So you have a glove you put on and eat with, and then throw the glove away. But what could the glove be made of? Because we want to stop deforestation, so use less trees. So change the chopsticks to not be wood. But what can we use? What can we recycle? So we could use old pens, so we can clean them and change them to be used as chopsticks. Or we could create a special pair of chopsticks which clean themselves and we can reuse. And you put them in your pocket and take them around.
Not hygiene.
No idea, but maybe it's special and will clean itself.
So funny.
I have to use it. Without that, I can't even wash my clothes.
Not frying, you know, if you want like to cook, then
Maybe 2 minutes left.
how about this acid block? Frying. What about this acid blocking
Greenland. Okay.
Ice melting.
frying pan?
Green protection area.
No.
뭐지?
You don't like this?
그린 벨트.
A green bell.
그린란드.
Greenland. Where is Greenland? Neverland?
Greenland is near Alaska at the top.
Alaska.
Near Alaska.
What about acid?
Alaska.
Acid.
Is Netherlands territory?
We're thinking about
It was Denmark. Denmark said, yeah.
Actually, this yeah.
Okay,
It's not,
so we need
it's not
the thing, its name, and what it will be made of. Do you think you can think of something?
Made of golden chopsticks.
Okay,
they are.
but gold is strong, so you don't need to replace it.
We have to strive gold from rich people.
Okay,
Gangnam and
so we're recycling, we're reusing.
yeah, Gangnam and USA rich guys. We have to strive from from people, rich people, and we use them in golden chopstick.
Okay.
So cool.
Right, when the student returns will
Yeah.
present our ideas.
So do you educate this kind of topic for the students a lot in your country?
Environment, yes, very popular topic. In Korea, is it the same?
Yeah, also, environment is most crucial and essential problem, all around us. Yeah.
In many European countries, we get money for recycling bottles and cans. So it's a big reason why people like to do it. It's illegal to throw trash away without sorting. So we get money as a motivation to do
Here
it.
in Korea, we do the same thing, recycling and sorting the papers and plastic is important. It should be done. It's a leak should be. If you throw it away, it's going to be illegal. But the atmosphere between European country and here in Korea is a little bit different. Still, a lot of people. Also, they throw the
Trash.
garbage on the street, especially in other Asian countries also. It's also doing the same way.
Yeah, when countries have a low population, they can do this much more easily, recycle, because a low population, low waste, it's easy to manage. But in Seoul, for example, has 10 million people. Well, in Sweden, there are only 5 million people in the whole country. So it's so much easier to recycle, create less pollution. Okay, so we're ready. So as a group, then, I would like to think, so what problem are you going to solve? Can you tell us? How will it work? What will it be made of? And what will it be called? So, who would like to go first?
Green pen. Okay, green pen. Okay.
Okay, can you...
Wow. That's a simple.
I just said hold it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Erase.
Okay, so what problem are you going to solve?
Yes. We're going to solve global warming, and we talk about the 3 things about it. And one thing is, she's going to explain it. Yeah.
Okay. My idea is reusing melting ice cap. Yeah.
Okay.
Melting ice cap is another problem in our Earth, and we gather the melting ice cap water and pouring in the sea, and then sea temperature is lower, and then no happen coral reef.
Okay, no bleaching. Good.
No bleaching,
Good.
and then making more shelters for sea animals. This picture is still small.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's all.
I can see many other solutions. So what other do?
Smile.
Okay.
A fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna explain about the fantastic jacket. The name is the fantastic jacket. I think when we use the air conditioner, that's the biggest problem for global warming. So when you use a cooling jacket, you don't need any kind of fan or air conditioner because it's already cooling down the temperature. So it's easy. When you take off the jacket, then you're going to put in the refrigerator. Then it can be, the cooling down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and we will be made of these 4 fabric. What is it? Fabric with secret material. We don't have to tell you guys.
Top secret.
Yeah, top secret. Yeah.
And the last...
The last one
Last
is
one.
about flying balloons. So we use it instead of using a car. So it is made of wooden. It's very thin and strong, so it's light also. So and then the balloon is made of vinyl. So yeah, we can use it for the transportation
Okay.
of our daily life.
Yeah. And then let's use fuel gas.
Yeah.
No more global warming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent idea. Thank you. Okay. Can you present your idea, please? You can sit down. You can sit down if you want, but just lift up the paper so we can see.
Actually, this is not my idea, but idea.
Well, nice cartoon.
It looks like a UFO.
UFO?
Oh, does it like
Wow.
UFO? But it's not UFO, but we named it green pen.
Oh,
Green pen. Maybe green implies some like environmental things. So I actually I'm gonna talk about this green pen. And actually, basically, its operation. The sunlight it blocks the sunlight and gives us. It generates the energy. So and basically, what it's doing is when it rains, usually acid rain. It gives acid rain, then it blocks and it gives us clean, pure, crystal clear rain.
crystal clear.
So and also gives us shade. Shade.
Wow.
So we can live a very shady place and with clean rain, and also for example, Qatar is you mentioned Qatar, and it is one of the hottest place in the Middle East Asia area, and so it needs we need good shade. So that's why it moves all around the country, and not only one, but maybe it's going to be 1,000 or maybe 10,000 green pen is moving around all over the country. So we can live without any acid rain or environmental hot, global warming because of and then hot. How can I say hot sunlight? So flexible.
Excellent.
Nice invention.
The last thing is she mentioned that this is made of because it should be lighter than anything else. So that's why it should be made of aluminium and carbon dioxide. So carbon something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Okay. Our last group. You don't have to stand if you want. You can just sit and present.
Okay. She pronounced she announced your native speaker.
Okay. So what problem did you choose to solve?
Problem?
What's the problem?
Deforestation.
Okay.
Results in. No air.
Okay. Good.
That's why we have to sort it out.
What did you choose? Your solutions.
Solution is nothing. We have to reduce steel chapstick.
Golden chapstick.
네.
The golden chopstick.
유발시킨다는 거.
Cause.
But still cause lust. Lust to down the water.
Yes.
And it is going to ground, and deforestation will happen. And
The last one was plant more trees.
yeah, we have to reduce steel chopping
Okay.
or steel things. Yeah, automobile or door, right?
Still though.
Yeah. We have two. Our invention is gold. Yeah. But I think so many gold go around in the streets and in your house.
Not in my house. There's no gold in my house.
We have two. 수거로. Okay. 수거다.
Toy?
Yeah, we have to gather gold
Okay.
from rich guy.
Okay.
From government to campaign.
Okay.
And we have to make gold chopstick and gold spoon.
Okay.
이게 뭐죠?
Spoon.
Sorry. And we have to reduce smoking.
Okay. How will you do that? How will you do that?
Yeah, because smoking causes carbon dioxide to CO2, and we have to CO2 results from air pollution.
Air pollution. You can.
It is related to deforestation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, rain acid will drop in the sky. And here to reduce smoking will also government's campaign from smoking cigarette is higher than one cigarette is $100.
Okay, but we don't have any gold because we've had to use the gold for the chopstick.
Yeah.
So we can't buy the cigarettes. Okay, thank you.
I have a question for the school.
Ah, yes.
She wants to make a balloon to reduce the air pollution.
Yeah.
What's it made of? Is it made of vinyl? Vinyl.
Ah.
When you make vinyl, it makes more. A very strong vinyl. That's that's our secret. So let me know.
That was a very good question. Maybe you could we can collect gold, so maybe you could collect vinyl and then sew it together.
That's one of them.
Does anyone have any questions for? I think this is an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Would you charge money for it?
She's the inventor.
You're the inventor. Okay, let's take a quick break now. We're back in.
5 minutes.
Yes, I need to print out the readings
Yeah.
for the next part. Why do we still pollute even though we know it makes a problem? So I think of how to phrase the question. Okay, so we know creating pollution is bad, but why do we carry on doing it? For example, this morning I was coming to university and I had a coffee from a bottle, I drank it. I was going to come and talk about pollution, but I saw a trash can, there wasn't a bottle one, so I just went, oh, and threw it into the waste can. Why did I do that? Why do we all do this, do you think?
We just get used to it.
Mm.
There's a trash can in the river.
Yes.
We
So convenience matters.
Yeah.
We want things to be easy. Would you like to move a desk so we're all around the same table? Okay, so convenience matters and habit, good. What else do you think controls our decisions about our choices every day? So convenience matters and habit. So the reason I don't recycle my bottle every day is because for 28 years I've just thrown it in the bin. But what other thing do you think makes us decide to do something good for the environment or not? Can we all have an environmentally friendly food or house, a greenhouse, for example? Can we all live in a house which has solar panels and I mean, it's expensive, right? So convenience and cost, they all...
Cost is very important. Yeah.
I mean, if we all had the money, had lots of money, we could all eat organic food all the time. So what do you think needs to change so we can be more environmentally friendly?
Seriously?
Seriously. If the problem is convenience and cost and habit, what do we need to change?
The keynote is we have to reduce CO2, carbon dioxide. In order to do that, automobile can decrease, can diminish.
And that's
the key.
But what do you think is the problem? Why are we not going to do that? We know it's a problem, but we're not going to do anything.
Why do we have to do it?
Yeah, I go, okay, the car's the problem. I don't go, here's my key, I'm not going to use my car. Why don't I do that? Why do I keep using the car?
Because it is your happiness to ride your car. But your happiness ruins another's life. That's why.
I think that's true. Because do we see the problems of global warming every day? Do we see deforestation, do you think?
Yeah.
In Seoul, do we see that problem all the time?
Yeah. I think that's not my personal problem right now. We can't just live without thinking about it, actually. So we are not trying to do hard.
When I put the bottle in the bin, in the trash can, that's it, finished. I don't look at it again. It's over.
So we have to think about, not me, about neighbors.
So,
change our way of thinking.
So whose responsibility should it? Should it be the self or the government that makes change? But what do you think the government can do?
So maybe we can throw the trash in the streets, and they can find
Okay. Fines, good. But
if we throw the cigarette thing on the road, if the government pays us for maybe 100,000 fine, then people are not doing that. Do you agree? Just for the throwing the paper on the road.
Yeah, in Singapore, like there.
Do you think that Singapore is like a jail?
if government first find some our lifestyle, so I feel very pressure.
Pressured.
Yeah.
So I don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah, stressed out.
Yeah.
Become stressed.
I think we have to improve ourselves. Is better
Yeah.
than other. I think.
Change is way of thinking.
In my opinion,
Mhm.
at first, before we change its mind,
Mhm.
government should do something strict policy about very high fine,
Mhm.
something like that, and then citizens have to buy ourselves.
Mhm.
In my opinion.
Good. Good. Yeah.
Ideal.
Because I suppose you can force people to do something.
Yeah.
So you'll be fined. You must do it. You'll go to jail.
Yeah.
But you need to change people's minds and their heart. How can you do that? Do you think? What? Because all the time we have TV commercials going. Every day, 5 million trees are cut down. What are you going to do? And we have adverts. We know that's not the problem. What do you think will change people's? Should we look at children and try and change them, or what can we do?
Since they're a child, they have to be educated in the school
Mhm.
to watch, like, such as watching video that shows a lot of people are going to die when you turn the trash on the street, or the world's gonna be end. The very serious video to show that children to change their mind, and then they have to be educated from child.
What do you think would have to happen before people went, this is real? Do you think? For example, people in London, where I'm from, we like to, maybe in our garden, recycle things, and it makes us feel very good. But then we go inside the house and plug in the iPhone and book our holiday using an airplane. Then we get in our car. We don't change our lifestyle, just little things. But it's real that in 50 years, London could be underwater. That could happen. Will it take 50 years for the water to come and people go, I'm not going to do that anymore? So why does that happen, do you think? Is it human nature to wait to the last minute? I need proof. So what do you think needs to happen in Korea before people stop doing something?
I think people are so selfish to think of themselves. That's the human nature. Yeah. They don't want to change their life. It's very uncomfortable to carry my own cough and and like that. That's
I think maybe that's why when environmental campaigns try and change people's mind, they talk about people's children, like, oh, your children will live in a world where it's too hot, or your grandchildren will not have water. And maybe they try and persuade people's minds that way. So what can we do today to change?
Today?
Yeah.
We're just sleeping.
Sleeping.
And not doing anything, just sleep.
To sleep?
Yeah, it is a good thing to our offspring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the key.
I read in a newspaper last week that after September 11th, when the United States stopped any planes flying, the Earth temperature went up, and the reason it went up was because the planes weren't flying anymore, and when they fly they create a gas, water vapor from the engine, which leaves a white trail, and that reflects the light. So when that wasn't there, the Earth, the heat was getting warmer, and there wasn't the white clouds in the sky to bounce the light back into space. So the Earth got warmer. So there's such a big problem where you would think if we don't use airplanes, we're going to be fine. But it creates another problem because the gas in the airplane cools the Earth now. So maybe it's too late. So what do we do if it's too late? Where can we go? What can we do? Solutions. I think we have, can I look at the clock? Okay, right, we have 50 minutes to think about solutions. What can we do? Where can we go? For example, the land which we farm becomes a desert. So where can we live? How can we grow food? Can we think in a group? So imagine the worst thing happens and a lot of the Earth is damaged. It's too hot. A lot of the cities are under the water. We can't grow things. What solutions could we have? Can you split into 3, 3, 3, please? Like one solution, something we can do. How can we carry on? Yeah. Do you understand the question? Yeah. So you had the flying saucer with the mirror. That's a good solution. How could we change the idea so we could all live? So there's not much air, there's not much food. What can we do to carry on people's everyday life to live? Can we?
Do we discuss about the airplane? Because a lot of
No, you can talk about so we carry on using everything, and then in 20 years, it's too hard to breathe. We can't grow everything. What can we do? Where can we go? What will we do? What will we do? Will you be like, so we can't live in a city anymore, so I will go, goodbye, I'm going to go and live in the forest and eat berries. What could you do? Like, to survive, how can we survive?
Just imagine that in a forest.
No, imagine that we're in a world where we've used too much of the air, we've used too much of the water, things are ruined. What can we do to survive? It's like an imaginary task. It can be serious or silly or kind of amusing. So you have to decide now what to do. You wake up and you cannot use your phone, or what can you do?
Just get used to it.
Get used to it. Deal with it.
All people go to
Search for another planet. Good. But do you think the same thing would happen again? Because people don't change? If we find a new planet, will we use it in the same way as Earth? So I find a new planet, and it has so much water, so much coal, so much. We can use this. We do the same thing again.
I think people including
and then time
like things like can be I have to wait. Can be into until they can handle the problem.
Can be involved. Can evolve.
In the future, people might be involved in any good thing. Like we can, for example, we can more specifically around, or we can hear more widely, we can maybe we have a forest and then beside,
Yeah, already
we will have many changes. Change environmental things.
Good. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
So maybe if the air is bad, in many years we will evolve different breathing lungs.
Yeah. So your question is when the earth
to survive.
gets
We have to escape.
Too bad.
too bad, too polluted. But I think it doesn't matter
Yeah,
because
just throw it.
people
So many plants. Yeah,
People
in the cosmos.
can't get used to the another environment.
Environment. Okay.
As you say, maybe dress can be more complicated. Get used to polluted air.
Excellent. Yeah. But maybe evolution is quite slow. We evolve slowly.
Very slow.
But in 50 years,
In 15 years, maybe government.
Enough air.
I think government already maybe
We have to see
another
them and move to.
plan.
lawyer.
Yes. For the rich people. Mm. Okay. So do we have any future plans? No. Okay. Yes, I was really. Oh no, can you? No, it's your class. Can you? But you had a really. You had a really no. You had a really interesting comment about changing. So can you explain? You did it really well. You did it really well. Gosh.
Go ahead.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Professor?
Yeah, Professor Mr. Lim.
Professor, question to us in 15 years.
When the Earth is used, it's gone bad. What can we do?
What can we do? So, I think people can be evolved.
Can evolve.
Evolved. So
Yeah, involved.
evolved. But I think that quickly, very very slowly. In 15 years, that's too long. But after them, people can be evolved to get used to the other environment. Maybe. So, for example, people
Lung.
Lung.
Yeah.
Might to be complicated
Organs.
Yeah.
to get to bad pollute.
Bad breath and
Human adapt to the bad environment.
They
That's
can.
the key.
Yes, we can adapt. You can evolve.
그리고 the another the second solution is maybe we can search for another planet. Not the Earth. I think government already made many space, but not for us, maybe rich people. But so
Maybe there is a secret plan. But I asked the question, if we go to a new planet, will we just do the same?
we will start first.
Because it's like, I have a second chance, I can start again. It's not my problem, it's 1,000, 2,000 years away. What other solutions did we have? Anyone? A new planet? We can evolve.
2000 years? Now 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
But if we found a new world, a new planet, the problem, we start fresh, new. I can make more pollution from 0 to 100, takes 1,000 years, a long time. So not my problem.
Oh,
But
it's none of your business.
yeah, none of my business. Unfortunately, today, pollution is my business, but on a new planet, not my business.
Yeah, that's right.
I wish it was not my business.
Yeah, we have to escape
Mm.
from the global. Yeah. Where is this?
Plan-
지구.
Earth?
This is Earth.
Mm.
We have to move Mars.
There is no water on Mars.
So many good waiting for our existence, our parents.
Mm.
We have to move there. Just go.
Immigrate.
Immigrate, yeah.
Yeah.
Immigrate to Mars with a visa.
And carry on the water and flame, teeth, and
Mhm.
people.
But that costs so much money.
Yeah.
How can we make the money for that?
We can't make money for area.
We can sell money, we can sell land for money.
So
At that time, money is
Yeah.
useless.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Well, it's
Yeah.
not necessary.
Yeah.
Because very emergency situation.
Yeah.
Very well.
Oh, yeah.
Nuclear bomb, boom. Yeah.
Do you think that governments and people and companies are in denial about how serious it is? Do you know what denial means? Denial?
deny.
Why do you think we're in denial?
At that time, everyone has one problem: how to survive.
Mhm.
Yeah, and in this situation, government, company, and blah blah blah, there has no solution. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because
So,
yeah,
so we do not take it seriously because we
yeah.
can't do anything. We just
Yeah.
must just wait.
Yeah, yeah,
It's very depressing.
yeah. Yeah, very, very depressing.
As I think, rather than money, you have to get your gold. Gold is more valuable after getting over the situation.
Always.
And I think you have interest in money. Yeah. Money is the best. Yeah.
Okay then, so thank you everyone for our conversation today and for the excellent invention idea. So thank you everyone.
Thank you.